Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mitz coming to you from. I'm just in my room. Hey guys, this is Mitz with the Healer Guides YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in for the first episode of the Hypothetical Healer, which is a Q&A series about healing. You inbox me questions, I answer them. So, on that note, today, the question I'm going to be going over, it's only one question, sorry if you wanted more questions, but the first question I'm going to be going over is, what is the best healing class in Star Wars The Old Republic? There's really no simple answer to this, so I have made a list of pros and cons on each class, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and we'll give you a conclusion on my answer afterwards. So, on that, the first healer I'm going to start with is the Sith Sorcerer healer, which for Republic is the Jedi Sage healer. This is basically going to be your typical healer. They have a Force pull, which is like a mana pool for, healers in WoW or any other MMO I've ever played, really. So, there's going to be your typical healer. They play a lot like a disciplined priest, in World of Warcraft. They have to do a lot of standing still to cast. That is definitely a con of them. However, they do have a lot of great things about them. They are the most common played healer in Star Wars right now. They have a lot of great abilities to use. I'm going to go over a few of those. The first one I'm going to go over is Static Barrier. This is instant cast, and you can spam it as much as you want, as long as you don't run out of force. And this ability is great because you can cast it while you're on the move, since it is instant cast. So that is going to be something you're going to want to use while you are moving from one point to another. Revivification is a AoE heal that puts a ring on the ground, which everybody must stand in to obtain the heals from it. And Revivification really does give a lot of high numbers. However, if you're on the move, it's really not that good because you can't stop and put that down, and people are going to be moving through it, and it's really not going to be that beneficial. So, obviously, Revivification is going to be a heal that is best used when a group is standing still taking a lot of damage. Put it on a melee group, that's also a great use for Revivification. The next ability that is really good about the Sorcerer is Recklessness, and this basically ensures almost 100% chance of a critical heal, and it stacks twice. So, obviously, that is best used when a tank is taking a lot of damage, or you need to catch up on a heal or save someone, in cases like that. Another talent that a sorcerer can spec into is called Reconstruct, and it increases armor rating by 10% for the duration of Resurgence, which is a instant cast skill that is very important for proccing to Sith sorcerers. So that is definitely something you will want to keep up on your tank. Sith Sorcerer was the first 50 I ever had on Star Wars, and what I miss most about healing as a Sith Sorcerer is force speed. It is great to get from point A to point B very quickly. However, what is the best thing about this skill? Probably what you really need to use it for is to minimize the time you are spent running from point A to point B and the more time you are spending casting. If you're going to have a transition in a operations run in a fight and you're moving from point A to point B, you want to use force speed to get from point A to point B very quickly. That way you spend less time not casting. That way you can get to your spot and begin casting again. That way you can keep your heals going out quickly. So on that, basically the biggest con to Sorc Healer is the lack of mobility. A lot of your spells have to be cast other than Static Barrier and Resurgence. So you would be standing still a lot as a Sorcerer Healer. Revivification, great if you're standing still. If it's a very mobile fight, not so good. So basically the Sorcerer lacks mobility. Okay, so moving on to the Operative. Right now, an operative healer is my main healer that I use in operations and PvP and progression operations. The great thing about an operative healer is they have a lot of sustained healing through healing over time's abilities. Recuperative nanotech, which is instant cast. You can cast it on the move, and it heals four people within 10 meters of the targeted person that you're casting recuperative nanotech on. And this is great because you can use it on the move, you can cast it off, and keep on moving. Lots of movement in a fight. Operative healer is the way to go. Kolto Probe stacks up to 2 times instant cast. You can be using this on the move. As long as you keep your energy up. That is probably the biggest con to that, is it does suck energy very quickly if you spam it over and over. Kolto Injection, which is your main big heal, and then Surgical Probe, which is a heal that you can spec into, and it consumes 1 tactical advantage, which you can have up to 3. And what tactical advantage is basically like holy power for a paladin. Certain abilities grant them, and then certain abilities consume them in order to heal. And if you pair Kolto Injection with Surgical Probe, if you're very well geared, you can get anywhere from a 10k to a 13k heal if both of them crit. So that is great and fantastic to have going out on a tank, that big of a burst heal. Surgical Probe also, if you're healing someone below 30% health, and this is awesome in PvP, you will make so many people mad by spamming Surgical Probe on people. But if someone drops below 30% health, Surgical Probe is 100% free as long as you have a tactical advantage up, which as an operative healer you should. If someone is below 30% health, it is automatically going to restore a tactical advantage. So it's great in operations to top people off. Well, not top them off, but get them back up above 30% health. It's great in PvP to be running and just casting that over and over and over to keep someone alive while they kill an enemy. And you can do it on the move. Can't get much better than that. Free heals on the move. Obviously, an operative has stealth and cloaking screen. If you're about to wipe in an op, stealth out with cloaking screen. Go back to the entrance of the fight, wait till everybody dies, go res them. You save a lot of time from running back, as well as your repair bills. Okay, the cons of an operative: recuperative nanotech only hits 4 players. Since operative has an energy pool, if you drop below 60% energy, you're really going to fall into an energy deficit, which will make healing very, very hard to sustain. But you do have a cooldown that's on 2 minutes to knock you back up to where you need to be on your energy. It's really was hard for me to master healing on a operative because of the energy pool. It's you cannot cast heals over and over and over like you can on a sorcerer and just burn all your force out. You have to sustain your energy up in order to keep up the max regen. So that's very important. Diagnostic scan, which is the filler heal for an operative, is channeled. So that is definitely a disadvantage because you won't be able to move while you're channeling that. And it's vital that you keep that channeled in between, because you will get energy back for every time that crits, and that crits 3 times every 2 seconds on the channel. So basically, you just need to make sure you keep your energy pool up, and yeah. And also, you don't have a running speed cooldown, so from getting from point A to point B, you need to be using those instant cast heals to fill in the heals. Okay, moving on to the Mercenary Healer, which is for Republic, a Commando Healer. This is the most controversial healer right now, and it has been ever since I've been playing Star Wars. A lot of people say they're a huge hindrance to an operations group because of their lack of AoE healing. Well, I disagree. If they're played correctly, they are a great healer. I have not leveled one up yet. I'm working on it, and I have done a lot of research and watched a lot of videos of some great mercenary healers in action. And if they're played correctly, they can definitely pump out some great heals. They do revolve around single target healing, which is really good in a lot of situations. And in a lot of situations, it can be a bit of a hindrance. So, A few of the abilities that a Merc Healer has, I'm going to go over some of them. Kolto Missile is instant cast, and if paired with supercharged gas, it gives a 5% damage reduction to the 4 players that it hits. It's only on a 6-second cooldown. A lot of people put down Mercs for their lack of AoE healing, but they forget that Kolto Missile is only on a 6-second cooldown, whereas Recuperative Nanotech and Revivification are on 15-second cooldowns. So, in a way, Merc Healers kind of have a little bit more frequent AoE heal. Kolto Shell, which heals a target when they are hit. It can be kept on one person, and it has 10 stacks. It stacks 10 times, and it can only occur every 3 seconds. This is great if you're moving. It's instant cast. If a tank runs out of range, you can have this on them, and it'll help keep them up. So that is definitely important to keep on your tanks. Reactive Armor is a talent that you can spec into, and it provides 10% armor increase. This is different than the Sorcerer's armor rating. This is more powerful. It gives 10% armor increase for 9 seconds after a healing scan is used. So that is something that you'll want to keep on the tanks, definitely. The biggest thing I have noticed about a Mercenary Healer is they have great cooldowns. They have a lot more cooldowns than an Operative or a Sorcerer Healer has. Just a few of them. Energy Shield reduces all damage taken by 25% for 12 seconds. This is a great survivability cooldown and is going to prove very useful in fights where you're taking a lot of damage or you're going to take a big hit even by accident if you pull aggro, which you really shouldn't, but you still never know. 2-minute cooldown Thermal Sensor Override. It grants you 1 free heat ability. This is great for conserving heat, and you will definitely want to use that every cooldown that it's up to help save your heat. Power Surge is a 2-minute cooldown, and it gives you 1 free activation time cast ability, which is going to be great because you can proc that off and use an ability while you're moving. So that would be great on the move. Tank's taking a lot of damage. You can pop that, pop your big heal that's normally cast, but instead you can put it off instantly. The cons of a Mercenary Healer obviously going to be lack of AoE healing. They will not AoE heal as much as the other ones. However, they do have great single target heal, and if Triage is used properly, then they will definitely prove useful in every operation. They don't have a run speed increase, and I would put them on mobility medium. They're not as mobile as an Operative, however they are more mobile than a Sorc. Their filler spell, which is Rapid Shots, is instant cast, and it builds supercharged gas, which is very important in the rotation. So that's great. So you can be casting Rapid Shots ability while you're on the move to build supercharged gas. So that is about it for that. In conclusion, guys, each healer is good. Each has its strengths and weaknesses. Sorc is great, standing still and casting. Great AoE healing, when you're standing still. Great absorption. Operative, a lot of mobility. Great healing over time, sustainability. Mercenary has great single target heals with medium mobility. The most important thing is choosing a healer that is going to fit your playstyle and enjoying it. Studying it and playing the class to the best of your ability is always going to be what separates the good healers from the bad. Not what class you're playing, but how you play the class that you're playing is going to be what's most important. So on that, guys, thank you for checking this out. Definitely inbox me your questions. I would love to hear from you. Give me some feedback on how I'm hosting this. Definitely I'm new to it, so bear with me, and I appreciate that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you have a good one, and inbox me your questions. Take care, guys.